Hello everyone, welcome back to Mrs. Food channel. I hope everyone is doing well. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how I prepare my beef only Ghanaian style okra soup. So if you are interested, then please let's get started. So for this recipe, I have got beef only, and these are very nice cuts, expensive cuts as my husband would say, of beef. So to prepare the meat, I have got here 1 sliced onion, 1 scotch bonnet pepper, fresh garlic, 2 thumbsize fresh ginger. Okay, so let's get started. So it's very basic, very easy. I am going to put all the ingredients in my blender, and then I am going to add 1 liter of water. 1 liter of water because I'm going to use my meat broth to make my soup. Okay, so here I have washed my meat, and then I am going to add in the blended onion, ginger, pepper and garlic to it. Okay, all right, and then I'm gonna add my seasoning. So I have got here 1 tablespoon of adobo. I've got 1 tablespoon of beef flavoring stock, and then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose savory seasoning, half a tablespoon of steak seasoning, which is optional, and then I'm going to add 1 maggi cube, which is also optional, and then last but not least, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of salt to taste. Now that I have added all my seasoning, I am going to stir it, cover it, and leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes. So in the meantime, I have got here my okra, and I have got about 930 grams. Okay, and now I'm going to wash it thoroughly, make sure it is properly washed. And one tip here, if you cut the end and it cuts easily, it means that your okra is fresh. If it doesn't, well, it is not. So for the cutting, well, you can do it like this, take your time and cut it very finely, but I don't really have the time to do that at the moment. So the other alternative is to chop your okras roughly and to put them in your food processor without any water. So this is a quicker alternative, and then you have to use the blend or pulse function and pulse it about 4 to 5 times, and then that's it, it's done. Next, you need to transfer it into your cooking pot, and now just here I'm just going to add the few bits that I manually cut, so nothing different. In the meantime, I'm just gonna have a look at my meat, just give it a quick little stir just to make sure everything is fine. And from what I see here, my meat is ready, so I'm just going to turn the heat off. Now back to our okra. I'm going to add 3 cups of water to my okra just so that I can cook it. So now I'm going to put it on the stove and stir it as fast as I can, because we want our okra to be slimy. And to make it even slimier, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda, which is bicarbonate of soda. It is not baking powder, because I know some people get confused with this. And then stir it as fast as I can. Alright, and then I'm gonna add some mushrooms. My love for mushrooms, and these are called the oyster mushrooms. Okay, and then I am going to stir it and leave it to cook for about 2 minutes on the lowest heat possible, because we do not want to overcook our okra. And then I'm going to turn the heat off. For the stew preparation, I have got 2 medium-sized onions, 3 scotch bonnet peppers and 1 fresh tomato. So now I'm going to slice my onion very finely. By the way, if you want to use 2 onions, you can do it, right? Just go ahead and use 2. And then for my second onion, I'm just going to cut it into 4 pieces and blend it with my scotch bonnet peppers. Alright, so now I am adding my scotch bonnet and my onion, and then add half a cup of water, although you could blend it without the water, but this is how I'm doing it. Now I'm going to blend it until smooth, and whilst that is blending, I'm just going to cut my tomato, and I'm going to remove the seeds because I do not need it for this recipe. And by the way, I never use tomatoes for my okra soup, but just that I had one sitting sadly in my fridge and I decided to use it. So now I'm going to add 1.5 cup of zomi palm oil to my cooking pot, let it heat up, and when it is hot, I'm going to add my sliced onion and let it fry for about 2 minutes. Next, I'm going to add my diced fresh tomato, give it a stir, and leave it to cook for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I'm going to add my blended onion and 3 scotch bonnet peppers, stir it, leave it to cook for 4 minutes. And then I'm going to add in my cooked meat, and this is beef only okra soup, just to remind you. Alright guys, so now that I have added my meat, I'm going to add in my beef broth. So that's why I used about 1 liter of water, is because this is how I prepare my okra, and I think it gives it a very nice taste. But you know, there are so many different ways of preparing okra soup and all the recipes are good. So stir it, leave it to cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose savory seasoning, and then 1 tablespoon of beef stock, and then I'm going to add in 1 maggi cube or 2 if you prefer, and then that's it. I'm just going to give it a little stir and leave it to cook for a further 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, it is time to add in our okra, and look at this fabulous okra. Next, stir it gently, and then we are going to leave this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on a medium heat to low. Okay, and this is how my okra soup looks like after 10-15 minutes. It is starting to look wonderful, and now I'm going to leave it for a further 5 minutes on the lowest heat possible. And this is it guys, our beef only okra soup is ready. And you know, as a Ghanaian, I'm going to enjoy this soup with my banku. You can also eat it with dokno. Thanks to Sister Wapa, I discovered that. I have never tried it with dokno or kenke, and I'm gonna do that. Alright guys, so this was my recipe. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share my videos, okay? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and I'll see you next time for another recipe. Bye bye.